Hey, how are you? Harold Reed here, and welcome to another video inside the HRJR Motivational Video Group. Again, as always, I don't want to take up a lot of your time, just a little bit of your time, and leave you with a lot to think about, hopefully. We have a lot of new friends inside the Motivational Group, so make sure you give them a warm welcome. And again, to those new friends, you could add friends of yours to the Motivational Video Group. I just ask that you have their permission before doing so. I don't necessarily want anybody to be drafted into the group and, not even care about what's going on within the group. So the group doesn't have to have a whole lot of numbers. Everybody is there because they want to be there. Today I want to talk to you about matters of self. People have to begin taking accountability for themselves. People always go around blaming others, whether it's their boss, their wife, their kids, their husband, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, the government, the president, gas prices. People always have somebody else to blame for something going on in their lives. The reality is, as I said, people need to begin taking more accountability for themselves. If you're always looking for someone to blame, chances are you're going to wind up attracting someone who's going to eventually blame you for something. That's just how the law of attraction works. Like attracts like. That what you focus on, you bring into your life. So if you're always looking to blame someone, guess what? There's somebody out there looking to blame you. But if you take on the power of accepting accountability and taking responsibility for those things in your life that you need to know, that you know you need to be held accountable for, that you know you need to take responsibility for, then by all means, you give yourself power. You give yourself power. Speaking of which, I believe that each and every one of us has greatness within us. I believe that each and every one of us has power within ourselves. You have power within yourself. You grow more powerful the more you build and embrace upon what I call your self qualities. Okay. However, if you attribute the essence of those self qualities to other people, then you in turn actually give that power that you have within to those other people. And you don't just give them the power, like, here, take this power and run with it. No, you are giving them power over you. So when you allow or attribute these other people to have the power over you by way of your self qualities, okay, then you weaken yourself. You make yourself a slave. Now, you might ask, what do you mean by self qualities? I'll just give you a few examples. All right. The first example I'm going to give you is self-respect. Self-respect is what happens when you validate yourself. You don't need somebody else to tell you how great you are, how wonderful you are. All right. You don't need someone necessarily to respect you. You don't need that coming in order for you to feel good about yourself. Because when you have enough love and respect for yourself, when you have self-respect and it comes from within, guess what? It exudes outwards. It exudes outwards, and people can't help but be infected by it. They can't help but be infected and affected by it. And what happens is this: because they see it, because they feel it, that's what they return to you. When they see you respect yourself, they give you their respect. Not their self-respect, but they give you the respect that you deserve, because your essence exudes a demand for it without your mouth necessarily having to do so. The next self-quality I want to talk to you about is self-discipline. Self-discipline is very important because if it's instilled properly, it will last you a lifetime. And self-discipline is what happens when you don't have to have a teacher, a boss, a husband, a wife, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a cop, any person in any particular category who could be considered an authority figure. You don't need to have that person standing over your shoulder when it comes time for you to do the things that you have to do. In other words, self-discipline is the ability to do what you're supposed to do, whether or not anybody's watching, but specifically and especially when no one else is watching. The next self-quality I want to talk to you about is self-esteem. This is very important. This is very important. It kind of goes back with self-respect, but it's a little bit more fun. Self-esteem is when you don't need anybody to give you a boost in morale or in esteem. You are responsible for your esteem. You are responsible for how you praise yourself. You don't need anyone else to praise you. You don't need anyone else to tell you how pretty you are or how handsome you look in that suit. You don't need anyone else to tell you this, because you tell yourself this. You look in the mirror and you say, yeah, I got this right. You the ladies with the hair, and you get your tie just right, get the dimple in there. I'm still working on my dimple. Don't worry about that. You get the suit just the way you want it to be. Everything is just the way you want it to be, and you walk out that door knowing you look good. The funny thing is, there are a lot of people who walk out the house thinking that they look good, and to the rest of the world, we actually ask the question, what made this person walk out the house thinking they look good? You know what it was? It was self-esteem. And I can't hate that person for that. Somebody walk out the house where, it's their own flavor. It's their own funky style. And you can't be mad at that. I mean, you can laugh at it. I mean, come on, we've all done it. But at the same time, I can't be mad at that person because they're exercising their self-esteem. All right? And the last self-quality I want to talk to you about, and it's a very important one, is self-pride. Self-pride is what happens when you don't need someone to say thank you or congratulations because you did something for them, or you just did something. All right. When I was in the Air Force in boot camp, me and my boot camp recruits, my fellow recruits, we would spend hours cleaning the barracks. We would spend hours. We called it a GI party because that's pretty much what it was. We just clean it. All right, beds are tight, bouncing quarters off of them, and everything is right where it's supposed to be and everything. All right, then the drill instructors come in and they see one little thing that's out of whack, and they start flipping beds and tearing stuff out of lockers and trashing foot lockers and all kinds of stuff. All right, and saying that the whole place was a mess. Now, originally and initially, we were crushed by that because we knew the work that we put in. We couldn't understand why they trashed the place. But the lesson that we learned, at least I know I learned it, the lesson that I learned was that I know I put in the work necessary to get the job done. And I began to not expect to receive praise from the drill instructors because it wasn't their job to praise me. It was their job to instruct me, to teach me, to train me, to be about paying attention to detail. All right. So for me, that's how I learned self-pride. That's how I applied the saying, a job well done is its own reward, because I knew I did what I had to do. You know what it is you have to do. And when you do it, that should be all that matters. You don't need the pat on the back. I mean, the raise would be nice, the promotion would be nice, but if you did the job, be glad that you did the job. And if you just continue to do the job and do the job well, eventually the law of attraction, the laws of karma, these things will come back to you and for you and work in your favor. You have to believe this because it's true. Okay? You don't have to believe that I'm saying it's true. What I'm saying is believe it for yourself. Give it a try. Try it on, see if it fits. Be patient with it. I guarantee you it'll work. Now, what I also want to talk to you about with all these self-qualities, okay, when you combine all of them, people can tend to say that you're arrogant. I want to share with you a quote by the famous Little Richard. Something Little Richard said, I saw him say on an award show or something, or an interview a few years back, and it's something he said, I'm not conceited, I'm convinced. Now, with that, I mean, everybody knows Little Richard's flamboyant and loud and everything, but if you know that man's story and you know the things that he had to go through in life to get to where he got, where he rose to, then you have to be strong. You can't allow people to step on you. You can't allow people to have power over you. You can't allow people to have the control over you that you can have for and within yourself. I get called arrogant all the time by a whole lot of people. Guess what? It doesn't faze me. It doesn't bother me. A lot of times I could very well be arrogant, but most of the time, you know what it is? I'm going to tell you, I hold myself to a high standard. And I expect the people around me to hold themselves to a high standard. Therefore, the people who are around me, for the most part, I hold them to a high standard. And guess what? Not everybody can meet that standard. It's not because it's an unreasonable standard. It's not because I'm snooty, snobbish, or bourgeois. It's none of that. It's just that I believe that we have greatness within us. And the only way to manifest that greatness is to embrace and cultivate that greatness. And you can't do that just, schlepping around, being lazy, being shiftless. Okay? So what I tend to experience is that my self-esteem, my self-pride, my self-respect, okay, my self-discipline, these things can intimidate other people. Now, if you happen to be one of those people who's intimidated, you don't have to admit it. I don't need you to admit it. That's for you. That's for your self-discipline, self-respect, self-esteem, and all that to handle. I'm confident in mine. But what happens is this. Whenever you're doing something that makes someone else uncomfortable, what does that person try to do? That person tries to get you to stop doing what makes them uncomfortable. So me putting out these videos makes people uncomfortable. They try to get me to stop. They try to tell me to talk about other things. I talk about wealth and success and making money and how making money can bring happiness to your life. You can buy happiness. You can buy it. I mean, you don't have to buy poverty. You can get that for free. But you can buy happiness. You just have to know that you can't be attached to the money. Don't be attached to the money. Be attached to the happiness that the money affords you the ability to create and give to others. Again, all of this stems from the power you have within yourself. And when you give yourself and God the glory, okay, you give God the glory first because he made you, but then when it comes down to you, give yourself some glory. Give yourself a round of applause. Take a bow for yourself. Don't wait for people to applaud for you to take a bow. Look yourself in the mirror and applaud yourself. Take a bow for and to yourself, because the true greatness that exists within the world exists within all of us. This is H. Reed, Harold Reed, whatever you want to call me. I've gone by a lot of names since I started doing these videos. This is Harold Reed from HRJR Enterprises, and I look forward to talking to you real soon. Take care. Bye. To book me for speaking engagements or to obtain an autographed copy of my book, Find a Way to Make a Way, or obtain my motivational CD, Make It Happen, 10 Keys Towards Success, go to www.hrjrenterprises.com. If you wish to inquire about HRJR coaching services, send an email to hrjrenterprises@comcast.net.